My name is Daniela Casale. I'm an associate professor in the School of Economics and Finance at Wits University. For the last 20 years or so, a large part of my work has been in the field of gender economics. Specifically, I've tried to track women's changing participation in the labour market, and I've analysed their earnings and employment outcomes relative to men. In addition, my work has tried to draw attention to unpaid care work in the home, the work that is predominantly done by women. It is undervalued, and unfortunately it prevents women from reaching their full potential in the labour market, yet it is vital to sustaining life and also to sustaining work in the paid economy or the labour market. So when COVID hit South Africa early in March, one of the key questions I was interested in was how would women be affected by the pandemic and the ongoing crisis? Early on in the lockdown, I joined a team of researchers at Wits, Stellenbosch and UCT in a project called NIDS-CRAM, in which we collected information on a large and representative sample of the South African population, on particularly the socio-economic impacts of the crisis. A key finding from this survey was that women were hit disproportionately by the shock to the labour market. They were much more likely to lose their jobs than men, and among women who held on to their jobs, they reduced their number of hours worked by a larger amount than men did. Furthermore, we collected information on work in the unpaid care economy, work in the home. And as you might expect, we found that women were much more likely to take on the additional care work as a result of school closures. And when they did, they were spending longer hours on this kind of work than men were. Unfortunately, this double blow of the pandemic to women has implications for their socio-economic well-being, and it also has implications for members of their household, and particularly children. We know in South Africa that children are much more likely to be living with their mother or another female relative than with their father. And so when women suffer, children suffer. Unfortunately, the top-ups to the child support grant and other grants came to an end in October, and the new social relief of distress grant will be expiring in January. There is great concern that many households will be left in destitution, particularly women and their children, because the economy is really going through a very slow recovery. Sadly, this pandemic seems to be exacerbating many of the pre-existing inequalities in society, gender inequality being key among them.